Alright guys, this is the most requested video that I've had to do in a long time. I don't usually hop on YouTube ever, but I went on a snow trip to Colorado and a lot of y'all were asking what do I need to buy. It's my first time going, so here I am making the video for you, so hopefully this also helps you out. I also had I'm gonna also talk about everything, not everything I've done, but like the rundown from when I got there and everything else. So I'm from Texas, and flying to Denver, Colorado, it takes about 2.5 hours. And then we rented a car and we drove about an hour and 45 into Breckenridge. There's not an airport that flies into Breckenridge, so you have to rent a car because it is a drive. I think there is a bus shuttle that can take you from the Denver airport to Breckenridge. I saw something along a line. I did some research and I saw something, but I just wanted us to be comfortable in our own car, so we went ahead and rented a car out there. Keep in mind, all the cars out there are already equipped with all four-wheel drive, snow tires, all of that, so you don't really have to worry about that when you do choose to go rent a car. By the way, this camera has a screen up here where I can see myself, so if you see that I keep looking up here, that's why. I am gonna go over all the equipment and stuff that we bought, but I also had a lot of people ask me about a few places whenever I did get there. So when we landed, we also went to a dispensary. If you've never been to a dispensary before, you basically just walk in there, give them your ID, buy whatever you want, leave. So the closest one to the Denver airport is Native Roots. My favorite one still from when I went a few years ago is the Green Solution dispensary. That one is really cool and a lot bigger than the Native Roots that we went to. It was just convenient. We got off the flight, we just wanted to hurry up and smoke and then just drive to Breckenridge. So we did an Airbnb. A lot of the resorts in Breckenridge are pretty old. They're outdated, stains on carpet, all of that. It wasn't my first time going to Breckenridge, but it was Trey's first time going to Breckenridge, and it was for his birthday, so I kind of wanted to make it very memorable for him. So I tried to get us a really nice place. We ended up staying in like a little apartment condo, and that was on Main Street. So Main Street is the main street of Breckenridge where all the tourists and everybody hang out. There's a bunch of shopping strip, like there's a whole Main Street is like a whole strip where there's food, there's coffee shops, everything, like breakfast places, shopping, souvenirs, like all of that, cookies, desserts, literally everything you need. So my goal with booking this place, even though it was super motherfucking pricey, was the convenience of it. So we were allowed to park one car under their garage, which was great. And I didn't want to drive, you know, being from Texas, I didn't want to drive anywhere we didn't need to. So the convenience of this place, we walked everywhere. Everything was like a 2 to 5 minute, 8-minute walk, if that. But if it was even more than that, it wasn't bad at all, because the scenery and everything was amazing. And you just see a lot throughout the way whenever you go. You know, find places to eat. There are a lot of places to eat, but they're very small. So if you're going with like a group of more than like 4 or 5, it's gonna be a hassle getting in and sitting together at these restaurants, because again, they are very small. I think next time when we head out there, we are gonna be wanting to stay at Gravity House. I think that's what it's called, H-A-U-S. Gravity House Breckenridge. So that is right on like right near Main Street as well. It's actually right across the street from the Airbnb that we booked. It's newer and it's not outdated like Beaver Run, The Village, like those resorts, which I also looked at. So Gravity House, newer, more modern. There's also like an awesome coffee shop there too. And where we stayed is right across the street from Peak 9. So that's one of your mountains. You have mountains from, I think, Peak 6, 7, 8, and 9. We went on Peak 9 to do our classes, and that was our day 1. So our Airbnb and where we rented all our gear was like a 2-3 minute walk to Peak 9 where we took our classes, and I will go over that in a little bit. But that's just how convenient that is. Like if you stayed at Gravity House, you would just have a walk to the slopes and the classes. So if we didn't have to drive anywhere, that would have been great. So again, my whole thing with staying in this area is the convenience of everything. Again, Peak 9 is where we took our classes and where we were for day 1. Peak 9 is also known for a lot of beginners. So you have your green slopes, your blue slopes, and your black slopes. Your green slopes are the easiest one for beginners, which Peak 9 has a bunch of, and a few blues. So day 2 and day 3, we went to Peak 8, which is our favorite, and that's a 5-minute drive from our Airbnb near Main Street. It's a 5-minute drive, and you have to pay for parking, which is about $20 for the day. You can stop at Peak 6, 7, or 8. Again, 8 is our favorite. So take the gondola all the way up there, and Peak 8 is a lot of blues and a lot of blacks. So again, I highly recommend, if you've never ever been snowboarding or skiing, we did snowboarding. If you've never done any of that, I highly, highly, highly recommend taking a freaking class. Like, highly recommend it to where I feel like you have to. It feels very foreign. If you stepped on a skateboard before, I feel like it is easier for you because Trey was a big skateboarder, and he had, even though we took the classes, it was also helpful for him. But I still feel like anyone needs classes because you're literally like skating on ice. It's so hard. Classes, you cannot take a class if you do not have a lift pass. So you can purchase a lift pass on epicpass.com. From there, you can purchase your lift pass and your lessons through epicpass.com. But I recommend purchasing the lift pass first and making an account, because whenever you go and book your lessons, you also get a discount from that. I think the lessons was like $124, $127, and the lessons ended up being only $96 because you're now a member with like Epic Pass. The lift pass will also get you a discount like in certain restaurants and Starbucks in the resort. So each mountain is basically in a resort, so keep that in mind. For classes, we did the half day, which is from 9 to 11, and then after that you're free to do whatever you want. There's also a full day if you choose to do that. Epic Pass, these are expensive. Overall, like if you're planning a trip, a snowboarding trip, period, it's gonna be fucking expensive because of everything you have to buy to be prepared for it. So the Epic Pass for 3 days, the lift pass cost us $272, which is basically $90 per day. And you have to have a lift pass or else you'll just be on buddy slopes. You're not going to be able to ride the lift up to certain mountains and going down and all of that. So you have to have that.